And we'll say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road here, show number 2358. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on an absolute gorgeous Chamber of Commerce Wednesday. It is hump day. It is purdy out there today. It's nice. It's going to be in the low upper 70s to low 80s. And so we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are going to be joined by Stacy Carter, head football coach at Scienceville. He joins us coming up here in a few minutes. Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. He'll be with us. Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer joins us coming up. And then also Jeff Birchwood. It's race week at Bristol. It will be the truck race tomorrow night. You've got the Food City 300 on Friday night. And the big boys come into town, the Bass Pro Shop night race on Saturday. Tickets are going brisk. Big crowds are coming. Campers are already coming into the area. Love on them because they're bringing money with them. They bring in money, so they help the old coffers for sure. And so that's what's going on here. And so we'll be joined by Coach Carter coming up here in just a few minutes. We are live here. Again, at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, the Pretzel Cheddar Club. Oh, yeah, they've been selling the whiz out of that, and with good reason. The Pretzel Cheddar Club, what might it be? It's, of course, on a pretzel bun, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, applewood smoked bacon with creamy Dijon mustard. You can get it regular, spicy, or grilled, or original. Original, grilled, or spicy is how they say it. And so that's what's going on. And the cherry berry got those, the frosted drinks. Loving it, good stuff. And so we're here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, show number 2358. What we're doing. National Anthem time. Who's going to sing it today? How about Chris Stapleton? Let's get old Chris in there and let him cut loose and sing the National Anthem. Then we'll jump in and take a look at, see what's going on. And some got to weigh in on my buddy Carter. Philadelphia Eagles. NFL's a joke, I'm telling you. They're not going to spend that because he got kicked out of the first play of the game. That's his suspension. No, it's hogwash. Poor example. Gutless, in my opinion. Here we go. Chris Stapleton on the Tom Daly Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing out, can't prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And back on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Stacy Carter joins us coming up here in a few minutes. The verse of the day, we always dedicate our show to the man hung on the cross, the Lord Jesus, and we do that unashamedly. And so it goes like this. Psalm 62:8 says, trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge, our shelter. Whew, that's good stuff. Psalm 62:8, trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge, he is our shelter. Amen. Psalms 62:8 is the verse of the show today. So we do it every day, and we do it unashamedly. For all he's done for me, the least I can do is take, 10 seconds, read a verse, and dedicate the show to him. All right, so you got Jalen Carter, suspended or fined $57,000, which has taken a 20 out of my pocket, for spitting on Dallas Cowboy quarterback Dak Prescott prior to the first play from scrimmage. Now, the gutless, and that's what they are, the National Football League. Are you kidding me? Man, when I read this last night in the volleyball game, right in the middle of when this came out, I got fired up. I thought, really? Carter was immediately ejected from the contest in the first play. NFL's handing his ejection as a one-game suspension or time served. No. He was just stupid enough to spit on him in the first game. The first play of the game. So, but the NFL says, well, he had to sit out the whole game. Yeah, he should have. Should be sitting out 2 or 3 games. What a joke. Carter will not face further punishment from the league so they can get him on the field Sunday against the Chiefs. That's what it's all about. So, $57,222 fine, equal to a 1-game check. So there you go. He loses 1 game, $57,000. He's got to be laughing wherever he's at. Because the NFL said, no, gosh, he did it in the first play of the game. Can you believe that? If he did it in the last play of the game, he ought to be. Oh, baby, get me rolling. So anyway, poor example, the National Football League. So because he did on the first play of the game, well, we're just going to let him use that as a suspension. No. But you know what? I'm sitting at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. They don't care what I think. So, but I'm right. That's pitiful. So not right off of them, but that's a pitiful. So what does that do now? So now it sets a precedent. If you do something early in the game, you're not going to get in trouble. If you do it the first play of the game, first couple of plays, that'll be your suspension. You'll get kicked out. No. Couple of games. But they want him on the field for the Chiefs. And so, look, everybody gets a second chance, but he should pay the penalty. And quite frankly, they should make this an example for everybody else. Okay, if you do this, here's what's going to happen. Well, they didn't. They let him off. So, well, he did on the first play of the game, so he had to sit out the whole game. Can you believe that? Yeah, I can believe that. If he's that stupid, if he did it 3rd play, 4th play, 5th play, spit on the man. Anyway, enough of that. Week 4 high school football. Who's playing where this week? We've got Stacy Carter coming, got Andrew Smith coming. Johnson County to Ashe County this week. Longhorns on the road into North Carolina. Science Hill undefeated at 3-0. They'll be at Bearden. I don't know why they're not in the top 10. Or Dobbins Minute. They're both undefeated at 3-0. But neither one of them cracked the top 10 in the 6A football. Elizabethton did. Cyclones at number 10. We'll take that on the road on Friday night. On the Volunteer Falcons, we'll be there audio only. Here's the best part. We got to bring our own tables and chairs. Okay. I've never. Yeah, you got to bring your own table and your own chairs because all the media is sitting outside the press box. Okay. So, Unicoi County will be at Chucky Oak. Tennessee High will travel to Cock County. Unique at Cosby. Sevier County at Daniel Boone. Morristown. Why did they build a press box? You don't let anybody in it. Just asking. Morristown, but we'll be there, and we'll be there with tables and chairs sitting outside like it's a picnic. So, Morristown West at Crockett. Cherokee at Granger. Cloudland at Hancock County. Hampton at Happy Valley. Also on Friday night, you got Dobbins Minute, big game, both undefeated. Both are unbeaten at 3-0. Greenville plays at Seymour Friday night. Anyway, DB and Oak Ridge both at 3-0. DB's not in the top 10. Why? I don't know. Greenville, you're 3-0. Both Science Hill and Dobbins Minute earns a little, I think, commands a little bit more respect than that. But I'm at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, and they don't care what I think. DB at Oak Ridge. Greenville at Seymour. North Green will play at South Green. Sullivan East will host Eagleton Academy. Providence Academy of West Green and Hardin Valley West Ridge. And we, of course, will be at the Falcons Nest, toting chairs and tables to bring it to you. And it's audio only. They said no camera. So, okay. I filled the red carpet, filled the welcome wagon out. Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 2358, but that's okay. It is what it is. We'll line up. We'll be there, and we'll bring you the broadcast, audio only on Friday night. Tom Taylor Sports Show, again, the Pretzel Cheddar Club, cheddar cheese, lettuce, mater, Applewood smoked bacon with creamy Dijon mustard, all that, again, going on. The Pretzel Cheddar Club right now, the original, the grilled, or the spicy. Get it 3 different ways. Have you had it yet? Do you like it? Oh, really? It passes the Andrew Smith test. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. Guests are lined up and ready to go. Coach Carter's coming. Mr. Smith is here. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports. It's exciting. T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Deuce Morton, Isaac Fletcher, and yours truly this Thursday night from Citizens Bank Stadium as the Cyclones take on the Tennessee Middle Vikings from Bristol, Tennessee. Airtime at 5:15, kickoff at 5:30. The Cyclones, undefeated at 4-0, puts that on the line against Tennessee Middle on Thursday. Airtime at 5:15, audio and video. T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football this Thursday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football. Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabethton, Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. He's been to cover game. I'm not going to get into it. So we'll be there Friday night. We're going to bring you that football game. My daddy would say, put your big boy pants on and suck it up, Buttercup, and go. I said, yes, sir. So Semper Fi, United States Marine. So he was a no gray area, black and white kind of guy. He'd say, you have two choices. Go call the game or stay home. We'll be there Friday night. How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty well.
Yep. Well, we are too. All right, so we got some big football games coming up this week in high school. We'll start in Oak Ridge. The Wildcats 3-0. Dobbins win at 3-0. Great rivalry. So who gets that one? Both, again, undefeated. Should be a fantastic football game.
Yeah, it is. And, last week I thought I want to give a tip of the cap to Gate City. I thought they played a very good football game against Dobbins Bank. Came up just a little bit short, but they showed very well for themselves in that ball game. So wanted to give a tip of the cap there, but yeah, this is probably the biggest test Dobbins Bank's faced in the early part of the season here, and going on the road to what will be a very talented, athletic Oak Ridge team will be tough. I think I'll probably lean the Wildcats because they're at home, but that should be a very fun ball game out there in Oak Ridge.
Coach Carter will be here in a minute. They go to Bearden. They're undefeated at 3-0. Bearden's 0-2, but however, they got beat by Alcoa 63-16. They got shut out by Marable 56-0. So they ain't playing no cream puffs. And so the undefeated Hilltoppers go down there on Bearden on Friday night. So 0-2 may be a little deceiving because they've gotten beat by two powerhouses.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, I still think I'd probably favor Silent Hill in the game, but it certainly was not the easiest start to the year for Bearden. You give a tip of the cap to them for wanting to challenge themselves in that schedule, but and obviously that continues now with Silent Hill. So should be another fun one down there in Knoxville, but I'd probably go with Silent Hill making the trip down there, making a successful one.
We'll talk to him. He's on his way to be with us here in a few minutes. Hello, Helen Blevins. How you doing? Thank you for watching the show. She made me she crocheted that little toughie. I've still got it. Wouldn't take $1 million for it. Hello, Miss Helen. Hope you're having a great day. Unicoi County at Chucky Doak. What about that game Friday night?
Yeah, this will be a fun one for the playoff race there in that region. Unicoi County drops a heartbreaker last week. Now they face an undefeated Chucky Doak team. So, I think that the Black Knights will probably look to try and grind it out, keep the ball on the ground. Unicoi County can hit you a couple different ways. They can run it, they can throw it. See Colby Jones, fantastic athlete for that team. I think I'll lean Unicoi County, but this will be a key one in that playoff race.
Boone trying to get it going. They lost 17 straight. You got Sevier County at home Friday night. That's a tough test.
Yeah, it's two teams, complete opposite sides of the spectrum there. You've got 17 in a row wins for Sevier County and obviously 17 in a row losses for Daniel Boone. It's a very, very tall hill to climb for Jeremy Jenkins and the Blazers.
Crockett, meanwhile, the Pioneers will be at home Friday night in Jonesboro against Morristown West. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, this will be a good one. Crockett still trying to figure out, will A.J. Wynn play? Will he not? He suffered an injury a couple weeks ago. Last week they turned to the freshman, led them to their first win of the year. Jackson Overstreet had a really good game at receiver for Crockett last week, and trying to keep it rolling now.
You've got a good one brewing on Warriors Hill on Friday night. Happy Valley and Hampton. That could be one of the games of the week. That's going to be a great matchup. Of course, they both share the field. We know that this year. So Hampton, Happy Valley, who gets that one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one greatly. I'm excited to be there on Friday night to cover that one. Two teams that want to run the ball a little more. And they've got the horses to do it. If you look at Happy Valley, they've got Lane Parker, they got Keelan Relaford, even their quarterback Gabe McDougal. They all are threats to run the football. And Hampton, very similar. You got Peyton Townsend, Isaiah Belcher, their quarterback Connor McCain, good athlete, can run it as well. So should be a very fun one. I expect it to be somewhere in that 22-20 kind of range. Should be a fun one. Not a ton of points scored. I think I like Happy Valley here, but I would not be shocked either way.
We saw Westridge on Friday night. They're a good football team. Amix, and, of course, you had the quarterback, coach's son, Justice Hilton. They can play. And we survived a 21-19 win over the hard-hitting 6A football team. They go back home to host Hardin Valley. Westridge, 2-1, good football team. Did they take care of business Friday night?
I think they got a shot to. I think the key with them, in every game they play, obviously you just saw them, they are best suited when they're able to take the air out of the football and limit your possessions. They're able to keep that triple option attack on the field with Hilton, with Amix, and, eat up 10 minutes of the quarter, go down, score a touchdown, not leaving much time to do much else. That's when they're playing their best. So I think they've got a shot to keep that rolling against Hardin Valley.
We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City talking to my bud, Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, turning to college, the obvious. Tennessee, Georgia, Saturday at Neyland Stadium. Place will be rocking. The Bulldogs won 8 straight. And so they are trying to turn the tide down in Knoxville against the Georgia Bulldogs. Will they do it on Saturday?
This is about as good a shot as they've had in a while to end this little streak Georgia's been on. They're at home. They have, the Checker Neyland crowd will be electric, especially early. This is the first true road test for Gunnar Stockton in Georgia. We don't know how he'll handle that. It may be a moot point. They may go, still operate at very high level because it's Georgia, but that crowd may have an influence. They may force some false starts, some little can't think of the word I'm looking for. They could very much play a role in this game. I think Georgia's the more talented team here, so because of that, it's hard for me to pick against that. But I'm excited to see how this will play out and get to experience Checker Neyland again.
Two of the defensive starters aren't playing for Tennessee. That's huge, obviously. But they've got some guys to step up. They have to. It's next man up. They keep talking about everything I've been reading. The offensive line for Georgia is massive, and they're mobile, and so they do real well giving Stockton time to throw the football. So I think you'll have pressure on your linebackers. I think you'll have pressure on the Tennessee corners and the defensive guys. And, of course, there's going to be pressure on Stockton. Can he get back there and rattle his cage? That's, It all comes down to the trenches. We know that. We can go on about skill players all day long, but if you don't have time as a quarterback to get set and throw it or run it if you're a running back because there ain't no holes to do it, pretty simple. It's down in the trenches where the games are won every single time. And so, right now they're saying advantage Georgia in that department. We'll see. 3:30 on Saturday on ABC, Tennessee and the Georgia Bulldogs. Then you have a couple other big games. You have Texas A&M going to Notre Dame at South Bend. The Aggies apparently got something going. They're putting together a pretty good run already and early in the season. Mike Elko and the Aggies will be in South Bend. You like Notre Dame? You like A&M?
I think I like A&M here. This is going to be a tough task for them to go up to Notre Dame and win, but this is Notre Dame team coming off an early bye week 2 bye. Don't really see that often, but that's how the schedule worked for them. So, this is going to be a team that's well rested, but I still don't really know much about this Notre Dame team off that one game against Miami. I truly don't. I think that they're physical. I think they can run the football, but I also think A&M can match physicality with most anyone in the country. So should be a good one there in South Bend, but give me the Aggies to go up into Notre Dame and get the win.
I'm with you. South Florida, who has won back-to-back games against top 25 teams, they'll travel to Miami and take on the Hurricanes in Coral Gables. You like Miami at home? You like South Florida on the road in what would be another upset?
Alex always has something working with those South Florida Bulls. He really does. Didn't get a chance to watch much of that game against Florida, but I did get to watch a little bit of the that last drive to go win the game just after the Heupel press conference after they beat ETSU. And it was funny watching Alex Golish run so many plays that I'm extremely familiar with watching Tennessee run all the time. So this will be a mini Tennessee basically going against Miami in terms of play style. You would expect it to be the case, being Golish being Heupel's former head offensive coordinator, rather. I still think I like Miami. I still think that they are a more talented team. I think they'll be able to withstand USF at home, but my goodness, that will be a good ball game, and I wouldn't be all that shocked if the Bulls just go do it again.
Alabama will host Wisconsin, Big Ten versus SEC. Crimson Tide, kind of hot and cold. They wore out Louisiana Monroe last week. Was not a test. Come on, it's a checkbook game. So you take Alabama and Wisconsin. Badgers in the upset in Tuscaloosa. Can Alabama take care of business?
I think Bama takes care of business here. I just think there's too much speed on the perimeter for Alabama to be much of a threat for Wisconsin. So I think Alabama wins. I think they win by multiple possessions. My only concern will be is this potential look-ahead spot to Georgia coming up in a couple weeks for them. But if they're focused, I think they'll be able to handle business just fine.
A game that should not be a game, but I think it's going to be a game. Clemson down to Georgia Tech in Atlanta. They've won the last 7 games with an average of 30 points a game, so they've blown them out. But for some reason, because they struggled against Troy, had to come from behind to beat Troy at home. We're talking about Clemson. They already lost to LSU. We knew that. So something tells me Georgia Tech may make this a football game. Is that an upset special? Can Clemson do it in Atlanta?
I like Georgia Tech in this game. I do. Now, the only question is Haynes King, the Yellow Jacket quarterback, battling a little bit of an injury from what I saw yesterday. He's still tracking to play. It looks like he'll be good to go. And I think if Haynes King's playing, I like Georgia Tech in this game. I just do not trust this Clemson team right now, especially going on the road down to Atlanta. This to me has Georgia Tech written all over it.
The Bucks get drilled, of course. We know that, and we kind of figured out what was going to happen down in Knoxville. I don't know if we thought it was going to be 72-17. They're on the road again this week. What happens in Buck football? Can they rebound? Because that was a pretty stinging defeat. Can Will Healy get the troops turned back around and get focused on playing football?
I think they can. I think he can. I think when you looked at his kind of the way he was handled the week of Tennessee last week, he wasn't coming out and saying, yeah, we know this isn't going to go our way, but he was kind of alluding to, hey, we're not that worried about the scoreboard here. We're just looking to try and grow and get better for SoCon play. And, obviously this West Georgia's not a SoCon foe, but I think that they'll be able to rebound and get this West Georgia team. Now, it should be a good game. I think West Georgia, is a good football team at the FCS level. I think they'll be able to give ETSU a good ball game, but I do like the Bucks going down there and getting a win.
Every Monday becomes buyout Monday. Last Monday was DeBoer, get rid of him in Alabama. Find a new coach. Go get Andrew Smith, Tom Taylor, get anybody. He can't coach. This week, get rid of Billy Napier. He can't coach. Get rid of Rich Rodriguez in West Virginia. He can't coach. They're already calling Virginia. So it's every week now. Fire him, get rid of him, throw him out the door. So Billy Napier, didn't play well, but the guy that spit on the player gave him a 15-yard penalty late in the game to put him down closer to the ultimate game-winning field goal. So it's not totally that one play doesn't make the game, but it's a big ball. It's a big play in the game when the Florida guy spit on the South Florida lineman, gave him a 15-yard penalty, marched him closer, and they ultimately kicked the winning field goal. That's not really Billy Napier's fault on that one. That's a stupid move by the player. However, that's not what people remember. They're remembering that they lost to South Florida. So is Napier in trouble?
I think he is, because if you remember last year, there was serious movement to get him out before Florida went on a little hot streak and ended the year and kind of saved Billy's job, if we're being realistic about it here. I don't know if he's able to survive that again. I truly don't. Because I think the thing about it is if you look at that game from Saturday, it wasn't like USF needed, played the game of their life and, played way above their head and whatever. It really wasn't anything too awful special from USF. And I think that ultimately is pretty revealing for Florida and Billy Napier. Now, just like last year, there's a chance they get it turned around. But, I don't know if he's able to survive it, especially given the schedule they've got. They go to LSU this week. They've got a bunch of ranked teams down the road. It's tough for me to see Billy Napier making it past this year at this rate.
Glad you brought that up. I brought this up yesterday on the show, just to give you an idea what Florida has ahead of them. They have LSU this weekend in Baton Rouge. They go to Miami of Florida next week. They have an open date. They have Texas coming to Gainesville. They go to Texas A&M. They got Mississippi State coming to Florida, to Gainesville. They got an open date. They got Georgia. They go to Kentucky. They go to Ole Miss. And they host Tennessee and Florida State at the end of the season. Whew. So that was one they thought they were, looking at the schedule, it's one they thought they needed to get, and they did, South Florida, because it ain't going to get any easier going to LSU on Friday or on Saturday to battle the Bayou Bengals. So we'll see. Of course, a lot of coaches stepping up. Already John Gruden says, man, I'd love to coach in the SEC. So there won't be any shortage of people wanting to get, and I'm not advocating somebody losing their job, but the pressure's on. That was not a good showing, and it's really a overflow, if you will, from last year when he, as you said, they were on him last year too. They thought, we'll give him another shot, and so they stumbled out of the gate. I don't see him winning LSU on Saturday, do you?
I don't either. That's going into LSU at night, rivalry game. This LSU team and fan base has fired up after their week one, still riding high after the week win over Clemson. So yeah, it's going to be a very tough spot for Florida to go in there and get a win.
Where you going to be at Hampton Happy Valley this week? Is that right?
Yeah, I'll be at Hampton Happy Valley on Friday and then Neyland Stadium on Saturday.
Oh, you're going down for the game?
Yes, sir. We've been blessed to be approved to go cover every home game. So
why would they not approve Johnson City Press in the Tri-Cities? I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. And so, do they feed you good down there? The press eat good?
Yeah, we eat pretty good down there. I'm not sure what we'll have this week. This past week we had Moe's Mexican Grill.
Oh, really?
Little DIY tacos, nachos. It's pretty good.
Did you make me proud? Did you hit it pretty hard?
I did pretty well.
That's good. We got all the Titans.
Yep.
That lunch bet, I'm one up.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long season, but.
It is. I'm feeling good.
If things don't change with how Brian Callahan manages the end of half, it'll be a really long year for me. The way that I got a rant here for a second. I'm sitting there watching the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Tennessee's up 6-3 over Denver, like under a minute to go until halftime. They get the ball back inside their own 10-yard line. They've got 2 timeouts. Denver's got 2 timeouts. Conventional wisdom says run it, burn the clock, make Denver use their timeouts, and if you break a run, oh, cool, you can take your own timeout and try and be aggressive at that point. What does Brian Callahan do? Pass, incomplete. Pass, calls a screen play to wide receiver. Only problem is there's 3 wide receivers out there. None of them actually tried to catch the screen. All of them went and blocked, so fantastic there.
Love it.
And then 3rd down, we're going to try and throw it again. Cam Ward gets sacked nearly a safety. They have to punt it. Denver immediately and scores a touchdown, take the lead. Just zero feel for game management there.
Love it.
So
we have a lunch bet. My team's going to win more games than his team. My team is the Raiders. We're 1-0. Got the Chargers on Monday Night Football. You boys have
the Rams coming in on Sunday.
Who?
The Rams.
Oh, the Rams coming in. Yeah. So
yeah, no, it's certainly not the easiest start to the schedule, but I will say this much.
Tom won, Andrew nothing.
I will say this much. If you look at the box score, the Cam Ward box score doesn't blow you away if you go back and look at it. But overall, I thought he played pretty well. Given what he was up against, I thought the film was much kinder than the numbers are to Cam. There were a handful of throws that he made that I thought were impressive that got dropped. Guy couldn't get a foot down in bounds, but the ball was in the right spot. Overall, there were plenty of positives to take away from Cam Ward's debut, but ultimately just not enough, even with 4 turnovers of Denver to win the game. So
he's already conceding, folks. He's waving the white flag already. Ordered at lunchtime.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, the Raiders will have more wins than the Titans. So there you go.
So yeah, that's you hope that young coaching staff, young team, they'll be able to get better as the year goes on, rattle off a few wins, but certainly some things that could concern you if you're a Titans fan like myself. But one of those was actually not the rookie quarterback. So we'll take the small wins where we can get them after going 3-14 last year.
Yep, same here. We may not win another game, so let me gloat while I can, because we're not very good. But at least we won the first game. That's better than what we usually do. Normally, I was on my way to church. I'm thinking, okay, they're going to find a way to lose this game, because they always do. And they didn't. So I was impressed that the Raiders found a way to persevere to beat the Patriots in Foxborough, which is a pretty big deal. Mike Vrabel, they're on him up there. Well, it's amazing our society. You have one bad game, or something goes wrong, and we want to run you out of town on a rail. So now they're on him up there in Foxborough to a little bit. So whatever, it is what it is. See you next week.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan.
Be reading your accounting again Friday night at Hampton Happy Valley, and Saturday the Volunteers and the Georgia Bulldogs. From the penmanship, coming out of the pen of my buddy Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Back after this from Northeast Community Credit Union Christmas Club account. Tom, don't say it. It is at 1. Let's do it real quick before we go to the break. I can tell you, I got them. How many days you think we have till Christmas Eve? You'll take a shot?
Probably around 100. 105.
105. 105, which is a good time to start a Christmas Club account with Northeast Community Credit Union. Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club savings account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub-account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org, or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations, or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Cyclone football coming your way Friday night. Cyclones 10th in the state. We'll take that on the road and put it on the line against the undefeated Volunteer Falcons. Should be a dandy. 6:50 airtime, 7:30 kickoff, audio only. The Cyclones and the Falcons. Elizabethton will be the 19th meeting. We lead the series 16-2. We won 7 straight against Volunteer, but that was then. This is now, so it's a whole different ball game coming up. And so we'll be there Friday night, audio only, bringing it to you. From the Falcons' Nest, as they call it. Place will be rocking. It's the stadium is built. It's got the turf, and the stands are all on one side. So it'll be loud and proud on both sides for the both fan bases. As we said, they've never been 3-0 in the history of their school, so they're, and deservedly so, a very excited football team and a football town right now. You get that. That's what the beauty of high school football is all about. DB 3-0, Oak Ridge 3-0. Dobbins did not crack the top 10 this week, nor did Science Hill in 6A football, which I find really amazing. But, again, it is what it is. You know, if you watch this show, and I go on about stuff at times, but then at the end of the day, I look at it and go, you know, you can control what you can control. I can't control how people vote for football teams, but let's see. Here is the rankings this week. Hampton at number 6, and that's awesome for the Bulldogs. Hampton at number 6 in single A. They're 3-0. Let's see who else does well. Elizabethton Cyclones at number 10 in the state, tied with Marshall County and Crockett County. Greenville at number 3 in the state, behind runaway favorite Alcoa. Yep. So 5A, Sevier County, number 1 in the state. They're coming to Daniel Boone on Friday night. Trailblazers have lost 16 or 17 in a row. They're going to have their hands full, to say the least. Then you have Murfreesboro, Oakland, unanimous number 1 in 6A. DB closing in on the top 10 ranking. And so Gatlinburg, Pittman up to number 2 in the 3A rankings. So Blue Devils sitting right outside the top 10. They're at number 11 in the state. But the ones that are ranked, you had a Hampton at number 6 in single A. You've got Greenville number 3 in 4A. Elizabethton number 10 in 4A. And that's pretty much what we got locally for the polls for the high school rankings for this week. So anyway, 10th ranked Cyclones at the undefeated Volunteer Falcons on Friday. So we're getting ready. Going to be a dandy. We'll take a break. Mr. Baseball's here, and he'll join us right after this timeout. We are live on the road at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 2358 on this 10th day of September on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
In a world where cluttered trash and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight cluttered trash and debris, call Container Man.
Antique mall with over 50,000 square feet of merchandise. We have about 52, 53, give or take, vendors with different items. We have a great selection of everything from antique, which is over 100 years, to vintage, which is 25 years, and then we do have a little bit of new things. We concentrate on the vintage and antique items. So you can find just about anything for yourself, for your home, and gifts. We have a lot of people that take gifts for their grandparents. They remembered they had them, and it's with their family.
Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30. Saturdays, 10 to 6, open late for the car shows and anytime they have special events in town.
Need Place, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Football, Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of Elizabethton Cyclone Football. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, is your mother watching?
She is watching, absolutely.
What a dumb question.
She said she has a message for you, too.
Uh-oh, pumpkin pie coming my way?
Pumpkin pie, she uses real pumpkin.
Real pumpkin.
She gets a pumpkin, but she says pumpkins are not in yet. You got to wait just a little while longer.
Oh,
so pumpkins are not. She said she just can't go out and buy a pumpkin right now. So
yeah, honey, I can wait to Groundhog Day.
So,
what are you talking about? If you're gonna make me a pumpkin pie, I will be a patient man. I will be patient. Hello, Nancy Pruitt. Hello to Brenda Blevins. That's a new name. Thank you. You make it anytime you want to. His mother's gonna make me a honest to goodness real, using real pumpkin pie.
She uses a real pumpkin. Yeah. So hers is unique too. As I told you, she doesn't put spices and stuff in it like a lot of people do. It has a real pumpkin flavor.
I love it.
So yeah.
Your mother's unique too. She's a dandy. She always says, Tom. She always hits that little hand. She ever do that to you? Hit that little hand, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, you're so goofy.
I've seen her do that thousands of times.
Yeah. Tom, you're so goofy. So there you go.
I've not heard her tell anybody else that.
I know. But she did. So I guess I'm unique.
You're unique too.
Your mother
That's
told
right.
me. Your mother told me in the foyer that one time, Tom, you're so goofy, and just walked off. Obviously, it doesn't bother me. I love it because I love Eb. She's a great lady. So that'd be his mama. She will be hearing the roar of the crowd. She lives in close proximity to Bristol Motor Speedway. So it's race week. Jeff Birchfield will join us coming up the bottom of the hour. All right, we got lots to talk about in the world of Major League Baseball. Let's start with the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber gets number 50.
50, yeah.
Wow. He's the second Philly to hit 50 home runs. Ryan Howard did it with 58 in 2006. This guy is a free agent after this year, so he has hinted he doesn't want to stay in Philadelphia. So he has hinted he'd like to finish his career in Cincinnati.
He has.
Yep.
He has.
He's a Red fan, and he's...
It's what, 32, 33?
Yep. 33 years old.
33, okay, yeah.
334 homers in his career, 181 have come as a member of the Phillies in only 4 years. So he's been cranking out the home runs.
He has been hitting a lot of home runs since he's been in Philadelphia. You know, it's hard for me to believe that he's only the second Philly to hit 50 in a season, but he is.
Yeah.
I think Mike Schmidt hit 48. I don't think he ever reached – well, I know he didn't reach 50, but I think 48 was the most he hit.
And the Bull, Greg Lazinski, used to have big home run numbers.
He did.
It's interesting. Only two guys, you're right, in the history of Philly baseball has hit 50 home runs in the season. They've had some good ones there.
They have.
Schwarber, by the way, is 32. You're right. So I said 33. He's in the running for the MVP. So,
as he should be.
As he should be, yep. So 334 home runs in 11 years. 181 have come as a Philly. That's a pretty impressive stat. So, anyway, that's what's going on there. The Dodgers, back-to-back chances for no-nos in the ninth inning. Staff did it on Monday. Tyler Glasnow did it on Staff did it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Glasnow did it on Monday. Got in the ninth inning for a no-hitter and lost it.
Yoshinobu was 1 out away.
Yeah.
And you realize we've not had a no-hitter this year.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's done it. We've had 3 guys hit 4 home runs in a game and not one no-hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 home run game is much more rare than a no-hitter.
Yep.
So
that's a good point.
If we go all season without a no-hitter, I think this will be the first season since like 2015.
What does that say about baseball? More offense and defense, or
possibly? Yeah. I think so. Because we've had a lot of guys get really close, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of. I mean, even this past week, we've had 3 that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
They've been close. So, we still got time. Somebody still might do it, but if it doesn't happen, this is a rare thing.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, read some of his numbers last night.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's batting .331 his last 31 games. He's heating up. Freddie Freeman's hit the 20 home run plateau. So has Teoscar Hernandez. So, they're not playing Dodger baseball like you would expect. However, they're still in first place by 2 games. They're going to be in the playoffs, obviously. But the Dodgers, it looks like, I'm not a Dodgers fan per se, but it looks like they're starting to get it together a little bit here.
Yeah, I think they're. It looks like they're going to get hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a lot of that has to do with who you're playing and everything. But yeah, I mean, you want to peak at the right times in the season, and it looks like that's kind of what's going on with the Dodgers. So they would like to end the season on a win streak, I'm sure.
We lose a good one in Davy Johnson. Gone.
Yes, absolutely. I have the opportunity in years past to see him manage quite a bit. I was in Cincinnati in 1986, the year that the Mets won the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a very famous game, the game that Dave Parker dropped the last fly ball that would have ended the game, and the Reds would have won, went extra innings. Eric Davis and Ray Knight got in a fight at third base. Game ended up going 14 innings. Well, what Davy Johnson did in that game, never forget this as long as I live, he had 2 relief. I mean, 14 innings, you're going to use up your bullpen. So he has 2 relievers in the game at the same time. He had Roger McDowell and Jesse Orozco both in the game at the same time. One of them was playing right field, and the other one was pitching. And then he would flip them back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, Pete Rose had an absolute hizzy fit when he was doing that. But it's legal. You can do it. I mean, you got 2 pitchers in your lineup.
Yep.
But, or at least back then, well, you would now too if you did that, or you'd have at least one. But yeah, he would do that. And I can't remember how many times he'd go out and make a pitching change, and guy just come in from right field and pitch, and the guy that was on the mound would go to right field, and then when a left-hander would come up, he'd get Orozco to come in to pitch to him. So it was fascinating. I mean, looking back at that, I was like, that was brilliant.
Hello to J.C. Shell. She was one of our players of the game last night. Old Jace can play volleyball. Good job, girl. Terry and Peggy Morrell, Brenda Blevins, Tiffany Guddy, Guddy. That's a brand new name. Thank you for watching the show. Jonathan Morton is not a new name. He's been a regular. Soccer won last night 3-1. So hello, Jonathan. We got to get them on the. We are going to stream one of their matches or games, whatever they call it, against a soccer match or game. So schedules. Let's look at schedules. We're down. We're inside of 3 weeks of regular season. Coach Carter's here. He's going to join us in a few minutes. The Rockies. We're talking about the Padres. All right, they've got 4 games left for the Rockies. They go to New York to battle the Mets. They go to Chicago to battle the White Sox. They got the Brewers and the Diamondbacks. A, B, C, or D? Is that as far as a tough schedule? Well, let's redo it. 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
1 being a patsies and 10 being very tough. Where's it on the meter?
That's a 5.
All right.
Because the Brewers are in there, I'll give it a 5 because I think the Brewers are a tough team.
Seattle.
The White Sox and the Rockies.
Yeah. Cream Puffs.
Yeah.
Seattle's got 4 with the Angels. They go to Kansas City. They go to Houston. They've got the Rockies and the Dodgers at home.
That's tough.
1 to 10.
I think I would say that's probably an 8.
8?
I think it's tough. I mean, you got the Rockies in there, but Royals, Astros, and Dodgers, they're all fighting for the playoffs. So.
The Yankees will go to Fenway this weekend. They'll go to Minnesota. They'll go to Baltimore for 4. They'll have the White Sox at home, and they got the Orioles at home.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
The Red Sox are really the only team anywhere close to having meaningful games in that list of teams. So the Twins have really disappointed me this year, by the way. I was looking at their record yesterday, and I was really disappointed with the Twins.
Sounds Hill coach Stacy Carter's here. He'll join us in a few minutes. Coach is in the house. Undefeated Hilltoppers going to take it on the road to battle the Bearden Bulldogs. Dodgers, what they've got left, they'll go to San Francisco. Got the Phillies at home. The Giants for 4 at home. They'll go to the Diamondbacks and go to Seattle. Whew, that's pretty tough.
That's tough.
That is tough.
The Giants for 7 games.
Yep.
And then the Phillies. The Diamondbacks are trying to get back in this thing too.
And the Mariners.
And the Mariners are having to fight to keep that 3rd wild card. So
1 to 10. What do you think?
That's a 9.
All right.
That thing's tough.
Tough for the Dodgers. The ones chasing the San Francisco Giants have got the Dodgers. They go to Arizona. They go to L.A. So they go back and forth. We talked about that. They got the Cardinals and the Rockies left.
Yeah, so they got the Dodgers twice.
Yep.
That's tough. Diamondbacks are going to be tough for the Giants, I think. Cardinals and Rockies probably not so much. I'd give that one about a 7.
All right. So those are the Patsy schedules. Now we're getting into the tough ones. Which when I read this, I totally disagree with this. I think these guys, some of the easy ones are really tough. We just talked about it. Dodgers being one of them. The Cardinals, they have left. Of course, they're at Seattle now. They're going to Milwaukee. They got the Reds at home, the Brewers home. Got San Francisco in San Fran. They got the Cubs at Wrigley. That's pretty tough.
That's tough. That's very tough.
1 to 10.
1 being
cream puff, 10 being very hard.
Oh man, that's a 9.
9. All right.
Yeah, I mean they got 6 games against the Brewers, and then.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. That is very tough.
The Redlegs. Let's see. They are right now in San Diego, so they're going to be at the Athletics this weekend. Then they go to St. Louis. Come home with the Cubs for 4. They got the Pirates and end up at Milwaukee.
That's probably a 7, just because Reds can't beat the Cubs and they can't beat Milwaukee. So I think that's going to be tough for them.
Last one of the Red Sox. They got the Yankees at home this weekend. Then they got the Athletics. They go to Tampa Bay. They go to Toronto, and they finish up at home against Detroit. Pretty tough.
Yankees, Blue Jays, and Tigers. That's tough.
Yeah.
Give that an 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah, that's tough.
Let's look at the standings here real quick. You've got Toronto leading the Yankees and the Red Sox both by 3 games. Yankees have won 6 out of 10. The Red Sox have won 3 in a row, 6 out of 10. So the Blue Jays are hanging, but they're pressing them.
Yeah, they are. They're not running away with it. I
No.
thought they were going to for a while, but they're not running away with it by any means. So look out. Yankees and Red Sox are right behind them. They're coming.
Hello, Carolyn Birchfield. How you doing, lady? Thanks for watching. Central, Detroit's got it wrapped up. Cleveland's, although fighting for a wild card spot and in the hunt for it. We'll talk about that in a second.
They've won 5 in a row.
Yep, 5 in a row and 6 out of 10. So Cleveland getting a little head of steam heading down the stretch. In the West, Houston in a tailspin. They lost 2 in a row and 7 out of 10. As a result, the Mariners have won 4 in a row. They're there, a game out. And the Rangers have won 3 in a row and 7 out of 10. Bruce Bochy could be manager of the year.
Okay, so he should be. With all the injuries.
Carter,
Seager,
Simeon, Evaldi.
Yes, and Garcia.
Garcia's been out too.
Yeah. So with all those injuries, and they're moving up in the. I'm amazed.
Yep.
I'm amazed. They are. I'm just blown out of the water with the Rangers right now. I would love to see them make the playoffs. I would love to see that happen.
In the East, Phillies have won 2 in a row, 7 out of 10 in the National League. The Mets have lost 4 in a row and 7 out of 10. So Phillies going to nail that division down. There's a 9-game differential with roughly 14, 15 games left.
Yeah.
In the Central, Milwaukee's going to nail it. The Cubs are 6.5 out. Now in the West, a little different story. It's within striking distance. The Dodgers have won 3 in a row, but the Padres are only 2 back. Padres have lost 6 out of 10. So if it stopped today, wild card in the American League, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and Seattle. On the outside looking in are Texas, a game and a half out. And Cleveland, there they are. They're 2.5 out. That's a possibility.
Yeah,
That's not insurmountable, as
It
they
is
say.
not.
No.
It is not. It could happen.
Yeah. In the National League, the Cubs, the Padres and the Mets are in. The Giants are 2 back. The Reds are 3 back. So that's a possibility, too.
That is for either one of those teams.
Yep.
I don't think both of them will get in, but one of those two could possibly make it.
Here's today's schedule, day games. You have 4 of them, Milwaukee at Texas, Boston and Athletics, San Francisco hosting Arizona, Minnesota and the Angels. So these games, they all matter, but now coming down the stretch, they really matter.
They really matter.
Yep. Night games. Pirates at Baltimore, Kansas City at Cleveland, Washington.
That's a big one.
This one?
Yes, Kansas City and Cleveland. That's a big one.
It is. They're trying to play the spoiler. The Royals are out. They're trying to stop the Guardians.
Yeah, the Royals, though, if you look at them, they're only a game and a half behind Cleveland. So
Washington and Miami tonight. The Mets and the Phillies in Philadelphia.
that's huge.
Phillies own them so far.
They do.
The Yankees and Detroit in Yankee Stadium. That's a big one.
That is a big one.
Houston and Toronto. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves got Chris Sale on the mound against the Cubbies in Atlanta tonight. Tampa Bay against the White Sox in Chicago. That's not a big one. Cincinnati, Andrew Abbott against Nick Pivetta. That'll be an 8:40 start in San Diego.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Seattle. But of course, Seattle's chasing Houston. They got to keep it up.
That's right.
Cardinals can be the spoiler because they're out. And the Dodgers have Colorado with Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers against the Rockies at home. So
Yeah.
you're spitting dudes on the injured list. Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
I think it's the craziest thing. He'll come out of the box and go, he'll spit through his teeth just nonstop.
Just amazes me that's the one thing you think of about him.
He's a heck of a player. But you watch him, and he does. He comes out of the box for Toronto, and he just spits. I guess it's a nervous reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he gets back in, and he'll beat the cover off the ball.
He will.
But he's hurt right now.
He will.
So,
Yeah.
anything else you want to go
Did
over?
you see that catch that Will Benson made last night and hit his face on the fence?
That's on the fence?
Yeah, twisted his neck. He played another inning or two, but then came out, and that was really something. So, Tom, there's so much going on with baseball right now. I love this time of year. I love it because football has started. Baseball is very, very important. Every game almost matters, and I love the intensity of the playoff push for all these teams. And it's just amazing what we're seeing. We start thinking about the awards and stuff too, and we've talked about Manager of the Year. We've talked about Cy Young. We talked about all those, but we hadn't really talked a lot about Rookie of the Year. And it's funny because early in the year I would have thought Jacob Wilson probably had the American League Rookie of the Year wrapped up, and he's going to lose it to a teammate. Nick Kurtz is going to win it.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so, because he has been phenomenal since they brought him up. And in the American League, Cade Horton, the pitcher for the Cubs, made his case last night, and I think the only one that's really challenging him is Drake Baldwin for the Braves. And but I think it's going to be interesting to see who can win some of these postseason awards. One of the things that I've been hearing from on the Reds broadcast, especially on the radio broadcast, is when Spencer Steer makes a play at first, they're calling him a Gold Glove first baseman. Now, he's not yet won a Gold Glove, so they're saying this is the year for him to do that. So I'm anxious to see who wins the Gold Gloves, the Silver Sluggers, all those things.
Yeah.
And we'll know before too long.
But this time next week, we reconvene. It'll be even closer to playoff time. It's going to be even tighter. This weekend's a big weekend of baseball, no question.
It is.
And nothing bigger than Boston and New York and Fenway. So they hate each other anyway. And so now they're playing for something. They're chasing Toronto, and they're both in the wild card hunt right now. But again, as we said, breathing down their neck are the Rangers and Cleveland. So it's not a lock for the postseason for either one of those teams. So
right.
Hungry?
Yes, sir.
Feed your face, young man. You've done well.
All right.
Your mother's going to make me a real pumpkin pie at some point when the pumpkins
point.
come in. There you go. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stacy Carter, head football coach, Sidesville Hilltoppers here. Jeff Birchfield's coming. It's race week in Bristol. The campers have already passed some campers this morning. They're bringing money. Be nice to them. They're going to help our restaurants, our gas stations, our stores. It's Bristol, baby, this weekend. Tomorrow night, truck race tomorrow night. Friday night, the Food City 300. And Saturday, the Bass Pro Shop night race. They're coming to Bristol. Kyle Larson dominates the last two races. It's Kyle Busch's track. because he's my driver. He's the winningest driver coming in. Let's see if he can win this weekend. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Quick break. We'll be right back. Coach Carter next on the Tom Daly Sports. Stanfield Thomas and Associates, Miss Autumn. So tell folks what STA is all about.
So at STA, we do business tax, individual tax, bookkeeping, and payroll. We specialize in QuickBooks. We do offer QuickBooks training, and we have a QuickBooks Pro Advisor, which is Crystal. She's the owner. She can help with the software, training, inventory cleanup, file setup, and payroll reports. We also do month end, which includes reconciling. So, yeah, we do a lot.
Do what you do best. Let us do the rest. That's a great, great slogan. Phone number, how do we get a hold of you?
423-968-9112 or at statax.com.
Where do we find you on social media?
You can find us at Stanfield Thomas and Associates on Facebook.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, Stanfield Thomas and Associates of the Tom Daly Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Football.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Back in the Tom Daly Sports Show. Love having this man on. So he's busy, can't keep him long, so get back to school and get ready for the Bearden Bulldogs. So they're 0-2, but I checked it. That's a little deceiving because they got beat by Alcoa 63-16. They lost to Maryville 56-0, who you'll see later in the season. So they're 0-2, but we're 3-0, we being the Scienceville Hilltoppers. And so going to be a good game, good little trip down there. First of all, thanks for stopping by. I know you're busy and appreciate you coming, sir.
Tom, appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. So let's take a look. We saw them week one. I was very impressed with this football team. For as much as I heard about Clement, the running game is what got. I mean, Anderson and Mathis and Perry who got hurt. Then you saw Sawyer Necessary, the big old boy. Is it Hayden Cox?
Hayden Cox and Darius Alakwa, yeah.
Stud. Goodness gracious. He was tough. So we lose 27-20 to Cyclones to Scienceville. Then you go to West and got them pretty good, 41-12. Then you went up last Friday night to Stone Castle. You were trailing, but you found a way to win, 24-21. So you're 3-0. And what's your take on your football team so far?
Well, I think we got a lot of work to do. I mean, just to be honest with, we didn't have as many penalties last week, but I think we were averaging the first two games. We had 13 against you guys, and we had 12. So we had 160-yard penalties the first game. So, if you're doing that, eventually it's going to catch up with you. So we were better on the penalties, but, this kind of a little out of sync, especially on offense, and, making some changes. I think they're going to help our football team and get people in the right spots and stuff. But, we're a little away from where we need to be right now, and, we would hope to have that figured out by the third game, but we're not. So, in Bearden, we're going down and playing Bearden. Like I said, it's very deceiving, the teams they have played. But hopefully we get back on track. Had some injuries that have set us down and some sicknesses that have had to be the next man up mentality so far. So we've had to overcome a few things.
It's interesting. The flu bug's going around, or sick bay. I know Cyclone's got a couple of guys sick. And so you would think this time of year when it's warm like this, you're not going to get sick. Colder weather, yes, but sick bugs out there for some of these teams, including Science Hill. So for those of you complaining you only have 4 home games, we do in Elizabethton. Well, they got 4. Elizabethton, Cock County, Westridge, Dobbins, Bennett. So you guys on the road 3 weeks in a row now. Morristown West, Tennessee High this week at Bearden before you come on for 1. Then you go back out on the road for 3. So, if everybody complaining, these other schools that you only have 4 home games, I mean, that's a heck of a schedule. 3 on the road and home game and 3 more on the road. That's tough.
That's a tough schedule, and we only had 9 games right till, probably at the end of the school year last year, we found that we picked up a 10th game, or we were only going to play 9. So we're happy just to have 10 games right now. So that's where we're at, and we just take one at a time, try to get better. But financially, of course, you can make it up the next year, but we're doing this and having to pay teams to play too. So it's a strain financially for sure.
Yep. Folks don't realize that. In some cases, you got to pay teams to come play you, and that's a compliment. But it's also hits the pocketbook pretty good. You got to pay somebody to come play you. But that's where we are in high school football in 2025. Clement, when guys transfer in, there's a learning curve. You got to get kind of comfortable with the team, the surroundings. Kid comes in from Wyoming. Do you feel him getting more and more settled, more and more accustomed to being the Science Hills QB?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and all the expectations are so high, and all the spotlight's always on the quarterback. We got a lot of things to clean up. Some of the problems we may seem to have there is from some other problems. So hopefully, I think he's played. He was our player of the game the week before last against Morristown. Threw very well and played well with only a couple of plays. So we got to fix some things, and hopefully he's a tough kid, works his tail off, and he's going to get better and better as it goes.
The most pleasing part of your football team right now, what part is going, man, I like what we're doing on blank? Offense,
the most pleasing part is they're finding a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, how we're doing it and our mentality sometimes, I think it's, maybe it's because we don't have people in the right place. Maybe it's because we got to move people around, doing things like that, and personnel changes. And then sometimes it's just kids. We got a lot of young kids, and you got to grow up, and you got to learn. So I think that's a little bit of it too.
The most disappointing part of your team right now, do you want to clean up?
Most disappointing is I thought we went to Bristol, and we played a good Bristol team, and then taking nothing away, but I don't think we were ready to play. I mean, I think we went there and we woke up the second half and then had a couple of breaks go against us and still about didn't pull it off. But, a good thing about them going, but I think we got to mature a little bit, get ready to play a little bit sooner. And I think we'll get there. I do, but we're definitely not there right now.
After Friday night, you come back home for Cock County. Then you go through on the road at Jeff County, at Morristown East, and at Marable. You come back home. We saw Westridge Friday night's good football team. We were fortunate to beat them because they're scrappy. With Hilton and Amix, they can play. And the linebacker was Perry, Sam Perry. He can play. That was the guy I kept calling all night long, their linebacker. You got them, and you wrap things up with DB at home. So tough schedule, but you got to be here this Friday night. What's the scouting report on the Bulldogs?
Well, I mean, they lost a lot of kids, and they lost the kids to Anderson County and some other places, Catholic and stuff, so a lot of people left, but they still have talent. And a big school like that has a lot of talent, and I see some people that can play out there. I think their quarterback's good, the receivers are good. And I think defensively, they're probably better on defense than offense, but you can't tell a lot when you're playing those two teams. Alcoa looked like a small college, and Maryville, you know what they are. So we got to worry about ourselves right now and execute on our part. I think we do that, we'll be fine. But it's that's kind of what we see out of them right now.
Of course, Alcoa is down in 4A now, so Elizabethton has to contend with Greenville, Anderson County, and Alcoa in postseason. So those are three tough steps to get to the big dance in Chattanooga on the first Saturday in December. But that's why you play them on paper, you don't play them on the field. So, young man, that you guys thought he had a heck of a first half. He did have a great first half. Perry, is he done for the year? Is he going to get a chance to come back?
It looks like, it'd be down to, 2 or 3 weeks now is what they're saying. But you never know.
Right.
He had a fibula fracture and also had some Achilles issue, too, that kind of went on there, too. He's rehabbing everything, working like crazy, a phenomenal football player, as everybody knows. So, he thinks he's going to get back pretty soon, and it's just 5 weeks sounded like a lot of time, but that's 3 weeks ago, so we should be getting closer and closer.
Being losing all those kids, I know Volunteers are 3-0. That's where we're going Friday night. They had a bunch of kids leave Jeff County and come to Volunteer. Had some kids in DB leave Dobbins-Minute and go to Volunteer. So we're seeing already here locally the transfer things in high gear, and so I don't like it. I don't know what everybody else likes it. I don't like it. So What's your take on the transfer?
No, I don't like it at all, and I mean it's, but it is where we're at, and then the TAA going and doing it and saying it can't be for sports, it can be for social and emotional or academics. It's making a lot of liars out there, making people ethically. How do you do things like that when they put you in those kind of situations? So I don't know why we did it. I think it was for them to keep out of class action lawsuits and litigation with the thing. So there's probably reasons there, but I definitely don't think it helps us. I don't think it helped anything. I wish we'd keep it the same way, but it's cat's out of the bag right now, and we ain't gonna be able to put it back in.
The horses are out of the barn. Yep, it's not going back, and so but you're right. It's I think it's wrong, but it is what it is. It's 20. They didn't ask Stacy Carter, and they sure as heck didn't ask Tom Taylor. So, but it's wrong, and we're going to continue. It's just getting started. The transfer situation. We're going to see it more and more going down the road, aren't we?
We will, and then they've attached NIL to it too. And you've always hear that in some places, and Knoxville and Chattanooga and Anderson County. You hear all rumors and stuff of that going on too. But that's going to take a new life on its own, and hope I don't never be a part of that kind of stuff. So
Amen.
It's not where I want to be.
Love this guy.
Love you.
Thanks for coming by, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
Go get him a bulldog. Go
That's
get
right.
you guys. Go get a bag of bulldog.
Thank
So
you,
we'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's race week. It's Bristol, baby, and he's here. The man can tell you all about it. Our resident NASCAR expert, Jeff Birchfield, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursingHome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, and like I said, ivyhallnursingHome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hello, Daddy Bill Patrick. How you doing, sir? He's the man keeps my car running. He's my mechanic, per se. Love him. Hello, sir. Susie Arnold. Penny Hurd. Would you by any chance know who that young lady is?
I do know who that young lady
Woo! That's his significant other. She's a good lady.
Good-looking lady.
She what?
Good-looking lady.
You got that right. So you outpunted your coverage. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, doing well, how are you?
You ever heard that?
I have.
You outpunted your coverage.
I kicked my coverage there.
How in the world did you get her is my question. So, but he did, and that's a good thing. They're good peeps. All right, so it's race week in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. Tomorrow night's truck race. Friday, Food City 300. Saturday, the Bass Pro Shop night race. So, oh, by the way, here's call this the tab. Is that right? Is that what you call this?
Race tab.
Race tab. I got my copy, brought it to me. Thank you. On the front's the guy that's dominated that track last couple of races, Kyle Larson. I'm banking on another Kyle to dominate. I asked him off here, does Bush have any chance to win this race? And he said, well, everybody has a chance, Tom. So that was a really good political answer. So does Kyle Busch have a chance to win this race? He has struggled all year long. This is his track.
This is his track, but I think he doesn't have a very good chance of winning this
all right. Well, that's been Jeff Birchfield. He's done. Thank you. Appreciate him stopping by. I'm going to kick him off the show because he's not pulling from my guy.
I don't pull for anybody. I'm
joking.
Just cover them.
Field and fans since '92. This is our great sponsor, Food City. Had Lisa on last week. It's Only Coca-Cola has a longer running sponsorship in NASCAR than Bristol Motor Speedway, which is incredible. And so that's, the longer than Food City. Then as far as sponsorships, only Coca-Cola has a longer running sponsorship with NASCAR than Food City is what I meant to say. So, all right, let's start with the truck race. On tomorrow night, the UNOH, I saw they renewed their sponsorship, which is a great thing. UNOH is going to be around again for a while with the truck race series, race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Who kind of give us a preview of the truck race? What's going on with that?
Well, first thing we'll start with is it's now the UNOH 250 instead of 200. So we've got 50 more laps that's going to be with the race. And then Corey Himes been the dominant driver this year in that number 11 Toyota. But a couple other guys who I think have to be really considered. Lane Riggs is the defending race champion, and Chandler Smith, his teammate. Those three guys are probably your three favorites going into the race.
So UNOH coming back as a sponsor, which I think is fantastic. I had a chance, I did a track up there, the announcing. Those guys, the president's a hoot. Yes, he's still the president. I don't know, it's been a while since I've been there, but they do a great job, and so they see the value of being tied into Bristol Motor Speedway, so they've renewed their relationship with the truck race. The night race on Friday night, for me, all the years I did the track announcing, it's up there 20 years, I always thought that Food City 300 on Friday night used to be in August, now it's in September. I just thought that was really one of the coolest races of the whole year at Bristol, because it's just a different feel on Friday night, the night race in the fall.
Well, one thing great about that, if you buy a ticket, of course, you buy a ticket to truck race, you also get to see the ARCA series where you got all the up-and-coming drivers race. But if you buy a ticket to the Food City 300 for Friday night, you also get to see qualifying for the Bass Pro Shops night race, which is pretty cool, doubleheader as well. But, yeah, you're right. That's normally one of the best races around. Of course, this year, Junior Motorsports has absolutely dominated, the Xfinity Series. They've won like 16 out of the 26 races.
Soon to be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series next year, which I think is really cool. Xfinity's going away. I like O'Reilly Auto Parts, and so I think that's a cool thing. So you look at the race itself. On Saturday, there's 500 laps. On Friday night, there's 300 laps, and you and I have talked about this before. Sometimes those guys kind of hold back to the last 100, 125 laps in the big race. But on Friday night, running 14, 15-second laps, 300 laps goes quick. So in that race, you get out front and stay out front. So there's a whole lot more aggression, for lack of a better term, on a 300-lap race at Bristol on a Friday night than maybe the Saturday race, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it does produce a better race, better finish, because of that. You don't have, a lot of times, like you're saying, there's about a 100-lap stretch during that 500-lap race. Guys will sort of ride, instead of pushing it quite as hard. And also, you're exactly right on that. I mean, sometimes produce, great races.
So the playoffs, we'll go to the Saturday race playoffs. Already punching the ticket, Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin winning last week, so he's in. I think he's the guy that says I was going to win the championship this year. We got this bet going. You got Larson, and I got Hamlin. So my guy's into the next round of the playoffs. So this guy has not been – he's been quiet second half of the season. Talking about Kyle Larson, so – does he get a rev back up this weekend? What do you think?
Well, you would think he would, but, I mean, he's, like you've pointed out, ever since he tried the Indy-Charlotte double, that team's really not performed, the way they had the first part of the season. And also, that's like a big question. Plus, it's going to be a little different because Goodyear's bringing softer right-side tires, so that promises to have a little more tire wear, so that could take away some of the advantage that team's had.
Oh, look at this. They've done a really good job. So I love promoting these guys. They worked their tails off. There it is. You can't hardly see it, but pick up is it in today's paper?
That is in today's Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, Irwin Record, and Mountain City Tomahawk. So if you're around any of those papers, you can pick that up.
There's a picture of each car going to be in the race on Saturday and a little description. For example, my guys, Kyle Busch, crew chief Randall Burdett, best Bristol concrete finish. He's won 8 times. So, how many times Kyle Larson won, by the way?
He's won 3 times, and 2 times in the night race there. So.
Yeah. So, Busch, frustrated to say the least right now?
Oh, no doubt. And, the good news, though, for RCR is that Austin Dillon did win the short track race there at Richmond. So, that's pretty good deal right there as well.
This is really the Jeff Birchfield tab. But good Lord, look at all these stories you wrote.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, we always enjoy doing, So, I mean, it's a lot of research, but, I enjoy it. And we try to have, like, there's the Larson story, and then there's one, Justin Allgaier, about the Food City 300, so have a story about the Truck Series race. So we try to have a little bit of everything. I even have more stories if we'd had, more room to put them in.
So here's his first story. Larson looks to continue recent domination BMS. Over here, Xfinity Series champion Allgaier relives Food City 300 win. Then you go to Bristol Motor Speedway serves as home for major events. Byline by Jeff Birchfield, talking about the baseball game, among other things. Then you go over here, Van Gisbergen admits the record rookie year, Jeff Birchfield. Jeff Birchfield, Corey LaJoie taking his talents to the Truck Series. Front runner Blaney looking for first Bristol win, written by Jeff Birchfield.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson City's King was BMS track champion, Brownie King, written by Jeff Birchfield. So this, and the last one, they're all written by you. I love it. BMS comes through in times of need. And that's a great story. We're talking about Helene and the distribution point for the flooding last year. So really cool. So it's really the Jeff Birchfield NASCAR tab, and deservedly so. He's a sports writer. He's a beat writer for NASCAR, and he gets it done. So what's your take on the playoffs so far?
Well, the playoffs so far, like you said, Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas, they've been dominant so far in the playoffs. They've been strong both at Darlington and at Gateway. So, you would think Bristol's been one of their better tracks that, Denny Hamlin would. I know I'm probably stepping ahead because you're probably going to ask me pre-race favorite, but
I am.
All right, Denny Hamlin probably would be my pick right now as a pre-race favorite coming off that win. And, that means they can go all out for a win without having to worry about points or anything.
And what I'm looking for is the points. I forgot to pull it before you got here.
Yeah, I see you got one of the appearances. Joey Logano fans got a shot of meeting him. Ross Chastain's going to be at another one of the Food Cities. Fans get a chance to, meet some of those guys in person.
It's going to be at Food City in Blumpville on Friday. You got to be there by 10 o'clock. Joey will be there at 11 o'clock. You got to have a wristband to see him. Stand in line to get his autograph. And so the first 150 will be there. So I did. I left it at home. I know where it's at now. I forgot it. So you've got the points. You got Josh Berry on the outside looking in. Do you have it from memory?
I don't have it from memory, but I can look it up real quick.
There you go. He took care of him.
But, yeah, Josh Berry, I know Austin Dillon, I think, is on the outside looking in. I'd have to look up the other. I think maybe Alex Bowman's on the outside looking in. So then I'll have to figure out who the fourth one is here real quick. So
the most, you can do that, because I'm going to say hello to Bill Birchfield because he's watching. And Carolyn Birchfield, is that your mama? That is Mama,
yeah,
isn't
sure
it?
is.
Hello, Mama. When did I get to meet these people? Have I met your dad before?
I don't think you ever have met him.
I want to meet your mama and your daddy because I think the world of this boy. So I met your girl, I know Penny, but I'd like to meet Carolyn Birchfield sometime.
Well, we can arrange that.
Well, I wanted to come over here one time when you were on the show. So
yeah, that sounds good.
I want to meet Mama Birchfield. So.
She actually likes Chick-fil-A too, so that'll be a good thing,
Can your mama cook?
Oh, she's a good cook, real good cook.
So what is your favorite thing when Mama makes? She said, Jeff, honey, come over because I'm going to make blank for you. What would it be?
Her Mexican cornbread's hard to beat because she puts a lot of the cheese and the actual corn and stuff like that in there that, you don't have in some of the recipes. So.
Mexican cornbread?
Oh, yeah. And puts peppers and onions and, she's even diced up a few tomatoes, I think, a time or two. So, I mean, really, really good stuff.
Okay. Mexican cornbread. When Mama makes that, Jeff comes running.
I do. Van Gisbergen, that was the other guy outside looking in. And, of course, he's more known for his road course racer, so we'll see what he can do here in Bristol on the High Bank short track.
So you're liking Denny Hamlin to win?
I'm liking Denny Hamlin to win.
Okay. Who's your dark horse?
I mean, if you can call him a dark horse, I would say is because he's been running really well lately, but Tyler Reddick, I think, he almost won at Darlington, and just the Toyotas have been so strong, it's hard to, bet against those guys right now.
All right, Bubba Wallace, can you win it?
He can win it, yeah, and he's won at Bristol before, in the late models, super late models, won that short track U.S. Nationals, so, like I said, all those Toyota teams, I think Christopher Bell's, going to be a contender, Chase Briscoe, obviously he's leading the points right now, he's a contender, so, I think, and a guy outside the playoffs, Ty Gibbs, always runs well at Bristol. So, that could be a place he picks up his first career win.
Ryan Blaney.
Ron Blaney definitely. Never won at Bristol, but I think, he's at a point right now where he's almost due there. He's had some bad luck happen over the years.
Chris Buescher.
Yeah, there's a guy outside the playoffs that's definitely a contender. You really have about 20 guys, I think, that's got
do it.
Decent shot at it.
So here's the schedule. Tomorrow, the gates open. We start racing up there tomorrow with the ARCA practice tomorrow afternoon, ARCA Menard Series qualifying, then the Truck Series practice. Then you have, actually a doubleheader tomorrow night. You got the ARCA Series driver intros at 5:20, and then the Bush's Beans 200 is what the name of that race is, and then the UNOH 200, now 250 starting at 8:10 tomorrow night. Then you open up the gates at 2 o'clock on Friday for Xfinity practice, Xfinity qualifying, Cup practice, Cup qualifying. They'll run it off the Food City 300 at 7:30 on Friday night. Then Big Boy Racing comes in with the NASCAR Cup Series Bass Pro Shop night race. Weather's going to be absolutely perfect this weekend, so I'm seeing campers coming in already. We're anticipating a pretty big crowd, are we?
Yeah, I think I was talking to Greg off the air. Really, if they have the crowd they're expecting at Bristol, and then you have the big crowd Tennessee and Georgia game in Knoxville. I mean, East Tennessee going to be almost 250,000 people here watching sporting events in East Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, the Neyland Stadium sold out. It's already been announced. And a seat to be had down there with Georgia coming. And so this is the cutoff race in the playoffs. So after this, you whittle it down to 12. So this is a big deal, isn't it?
It is. And if you are a Tennessee and Georgia fan, still want to see the game and go to the race, they're going to have in the fan zone set up, the big screen and all that, so you can actually watch the game, before the race.
Football game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because the football game's at 3:30 on Saturday. And the race is at, what do we say,
7:30.
7:30 on Saturday. So, it'll be just about finishing when it starts up the race. So, yeah, that's a cool move by the track. Put a TV up where people can watch the Tennessee-Georgia game, which is huge in college football. Where do the Bucks play this week in football?
The Bucks go to West Georgia, which is a former Division II school. So a lot of people are like, they probably aren't all that good, but they're very good. They are number 15 team of the country right now. They've really come along with a great program. Beat another one of the Bucks Southern Conference rivals, Samford. They beat them 34-3 in the week one, and then beat Nicholls State 34-10 last week, and that's a ranked team. So
this is a good football team.
Very good football team.
So I want to get your take on something. It pulled my string when I read this yesterday. I don't get it pulled often, but Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott the first play of the game. So the NFL says that's his suspension. He spit on the first play of the game, so he had to sit out the whole game. So we're not going to suspend him any farther. That's all he has to do. He can go back and play this week against the Chiefs. Wrong. Tom Taylor says wrong. You may disagree, but I'm thinking.
No, I agree with you 100%. I think he should have to sit out this week as well.
Absolutely.
It should hurt. When these guys do something that egregious, that stupid, they should really have to hurt them in the pocketbook.
They fined him $57,000, which is that's one game for him. That's what it says. So he gets docked one game for pay, $57,000. But they're rationalizing and saying, well, he did on the first play of the game, so he had to sit out the whole game. Isn't that bad? I'm thinking, he's an idiot. I wish he was sitting there, I'd tell him. Of course, he probably knocked me through that wall, but that's okay.
Or spit on you.
Or spit on me. And then knock me through the wall. But I'm thinking, really. So what's the lesson? What are they telling to all the other players? If you do something early in the game, you're going to be okay, because if you have to sit out the rest of the game, then that's going to be your punishment. Wrong. They didn't ask me. They don't care what I think. But I think it sets a very poor example for everybody else. So it almost gives them a pass, really. That's like, okay, because you did the first play of the game, you sit out the whole game, that game, you're okay. You're ready to go against the Chiefs on Sunday. I think it's a joke. So, and I think it's going to come back to bite them, because it doesn't not give everybody else. It's like, oh, okay, if you do something early in the game, they're not going to suspend you.
Yeah, I mean, just bad behavior. And it's that way throughout sports. Even just talking to Coach Carter before I got here, the high school level, talking about how NIL starting to infiltrate that. I said it's going to get to a point here pretty soon, some of these big high schools, where these high school players are going to make more in a year playing high school football than we're making working for a living. So it's just crazy,
Yeah. NIL is it's happening right now in schools in Chattanooga, the bigger cities, Knoxville, Nashville. These kids are getting paid to play. High school, paid to play.
Yeah, and that
ludicrous
school in Georgia, I saw CBS News did that. I think it's like a $58 million stadium down in Beaufort, Georgia. I mean, that's just insane how much money they're spending on that.
Then Kawhi Leonard comes out, the NBA, with a no-commit sponsorship. He wants Chick-fil-A, I'll use that as an example, Chick-fil-A to pay him money to be a sponsor, but he doesn't do anything for the sponsorship. He doesn't make personal appearances. So in other words, you're just going to write me a check because I'm Kawhi Leonard, basically what we're talking about. Now, how crazy is that?
Well, that is crazy. You know, that is one thing I'll give the NASCAR drivers credit for. Last week, he was talking about Chase Briscoe, the points leader. They had a function. They took us up to Danville, Virginia, for a place called God's Pit Crew, which has done some amazing work, you know, helping people different storms like Hurricane Helene around our area. They've actually done some work in Elizabethton and Irwin, and then on up in Grundy, Virginia, and all that. And, you know, I know those guys have like so many commitments, but I really give him credit because he was truly interested. He told them anything he could do to help them and all. And I mean, that is one thing I do think makes some of the NASCAR drivers stand apart from some of these other athletes for sure. And I'm not down in all the athletes, obviously, because, you know, you've got some great people like play in the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball, but then you do have those guys that are completely selfish like you're talking about.
I'm trying to find the story. I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to find the story about the NBA where Kawhi Leonard said, I want a no sponsorship, no commitment sponsorship. Well, why in the name of the good Lord would I sign you? I can't find it. To have you sign me up to endorse my product, but I'm not going to endorse anything. You're just going to give me money.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like you saying Tom Taylor's Sports Show, give me money, but I'm not going to show up at your location and broadcast or anything.
That's it. That's exactly. And apparently they signed off on it. The name, I wish I could find that. There's a company that said, oh, okay.
I guess they're able to use his likeness, I guess, or whatever. But
they got more money than got sense, so we're not going to pay you to come endorse our product. We're going to pay you just to give you money, but you're not going to do anything to help me. I'm going to scratch your back and put money in your bank account, but you don't have to do anything to help promote me. How stupid is that? Pretty stupid, sounds like to me. That's not what we were taught in marketing class, I can tell you that. You do an endorsement, you come out and stand here with a pretzel cheddar club and say, hey, when I'm hungry, I get a pretzel cheddar club from Chick-fil-A. Okay, they pay you money for that. But to say, give me money and not do anything to help anyway.
I'm not trying to sound holier than thou, but I mean, it's just there's so many examples of that now, just people not doing the right thing, you know. Obviously.
Amen, brother. Preach it. Amen. So he does the right things. Great tab. Pick up Cobb and John City Press, Kingsport Times News today, and pick up this tab. It's well written. It's the Jeff Birchfield tab, and this guy's forgotten more about NASCAR than you and I would know, and so.
I need to also, though, give a lot of credit to Mike Akers, our designer. Like, that cover is just amazing that he did right there. And we do, you know, different ones for each race. So, you know, he always makes them look unique and all. And plus, you know, we try to have content in there that nobody else is going to have.
So your current winners, 2024, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, 23, Chris Buescher at 2022. Larson won it again in 2021. And you go, Logano won it twice in 14 and 15. Denny Hamlin won the race in 2012. Brad Keselowski, didn't mention him. He won it in 11. Kyle Busch won it in 09 and 10. Let's see, is that all the current drivers going all the way back? Yes, it is. So Busch won it, 16 years ago in 2009. So those are your active race winners. I didn't mention Keselowski. I guess he has a chance too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you would think that's another team those outside the playoffs, and sort of like you were talking about with Kyle Busch, you know, they've really not had a ton of great runs where they've been up front. You know, they've ran well at the drafting tracks, but they've really struggled, you know, a lot of these other tracks.
The coolest thing about NASCAR is these guys running for a championship. They got guys out there that aren't running for a championship that are in the mix. World Series, got 2 teams are done. Super Bowl, you got 2 teams, nobody else is out there on the field. But in NASCAR, all the guys running for a championship are out there with the guys that aren't running for a championship. I just always found that very unique. Thought it was cool when they do that. And then, of course, if Jeff is running for a championship and I'm not, and we've had little problems early in the season, I may take exception and dump you. That happens, doesn't it?
That has happened before. If you remember at Martinsville a few years ago, a little incident there between Matt Kenseth where he intentionally wrecked Joey Logano, so it caused a big firestorm. And then Joey another time got into Martin Truex Jr., so, you have some of that happens, and these guys that are not in the quote-unquote playoffs racing for the championship, they're still trying to win the race because they still got to satisfy their sponsors, their teams, and all that,
Well put. Plus, everybody wants a Bristol trophy from the trophy case. Everybody said that. They told me the late Dale Earnhardt, I was never in his office, but they said the only trophy in his office, everything else was at home or somewhere else, the only trophy in his office was the Bristol trophy.
Yeah, I'm not for sure on that. Now, I do know you've been a big Kyle Busch fan down there at his old truck shop, Kyle Busch Motorsports. I mean, the best Bristol trophies were the ones he displayed the most prominently down there.
There you go. So it is a big deal. Even though you're not playing or running for a championship or driving for a championship in this case, you still want to win the race because you want to take home a Bristol trophy, and I get that. So you'll be there all weekend, won't you?
Well, yeah, I'll be there starting tomorrow through Saturday, so Saturday night. Hopefully no Sunday. Hopefully the weather is just as it's forecasted. It looks like we're going to have a beautiful weekend for a change at Bristol.
A Chamber of Commerce weather forecast. You got it. Get you some lunch. Thanks for coming. Hello, Penny.
Yeah, Penny, hello.
Hello, you're a good girl and he's a good guy. I'm glad you guys are together. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this from Fellowship of Christian Athletes on the Tom Taylor Sports.
We are not okay with the staggering statistics of our youth. They have become familiar with brokenness, pain, and frustration. But their pain has become our concern, and their hopes, our responsibility. But we want to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. Our mission is to lead every coach and athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus and His church. But what can you do about it? What if your actions now can help the future them? Together, we can help them become who God has designed them to be. But the time is now, and the action we take today helps them tomorrow.
And again, with Double C Western Supply, a lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service, I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the next newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them. And just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like, mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabethton. Again, social media, they're there, and also the website, doublecwestern.com. So proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diane and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabethton. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does.
It's exciting,
T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Deuce Morton, Isaac Fletcher, and yours truly this Thursday night from Citizens Bank Stadium as the Cyclones take on the Tennessee Middle Vikings from Bristol, Tennessee. Airtime at 5:15, kickoff at 5:30. The Cyclones, undefeated at 4-0, puts that on the line against Tennessee Middle on Thursday. Airtime at 5:15, audio and video. T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football this Thursday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclone Football. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's wrap it up and give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, the Lord Jesus. We got T.A. Duggar football tomorrow night. As you saw, tomorrow will be at Rick Walters' office, Horseman Insurance. We'll be talking insurance a little bit, but talking a lot of sports. Ryan Whitten will join us tomorrow, game day, among other folks, because tomorrow's game day for the undefeated T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclones. He'll be with us tomorrow. Psalm 62:8 says, trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to him. For God is our refuge, our shelter. Wow. Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to him. For God is our refuge, our shelter. Good way to end it. Thanks for being on the show with us today. That would be Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, Jeff Birchfield, Mr. NASCAR, the NASCAR beat writer. It's Race Week at Bristol, of course. Thanks also to Stacy Carter, head football coach of Science Hill, and Andrew Smith, sports writer at John City Press, Kingsport Times News. Back with you tomorrow again. As we said, will be show number 2359 tomorrow. Will be originating from Rick Walters' Horseman office on Hudson Drive in Elizabethton. Rick is the number one horseman agent in the country, not just in Tennessee, not just in the South, in the country. How about that? Pretty impressive. So we'll be with him tomorrow, and of course we have our insurance with him, and so he does a great job taking care of my insurance, both home and car. He can take care of yours too. And if you're a teacher, if you're an educator, it's a no-brainer because that's who they really specialize in. So, and we'll let him tell you why tomorrow. That'll do it from here. If you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you come worship with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church on Watauga Road in Elizabethton. We'll be there at 7 o'clock with the Bible study and prayer meeting. And then the kids go back into the Bobby Stout Family Life Center. And so that'll be the Master Club program. Got a bunch of youngins back there. They have a big time. So if you don't have a church home, we would love for you to come and worship with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it tomorrow again from Rick Walters' Horseman office. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll have the T.A. Duggar Fighting Cyclones undefeated at 4-0, taking on the visiting Tennessee Middle Vikings. Deuce Morton helped me call the game tomorrow, along with Isaac Fletcher running the camera, be audio and video. Friday night, we'll be on the road. Volunteer says no camera, so we'll be audio only Friday night, but that's okay. Richard Van Huss, yours truly, bringing it to you Friday night, starting at 6:50. Kickoff at 7:30 from Volunteer High School. It'll be a dandy. Cyclones 10th in the state this week, and so they'll put that on the line against the undefeated 3-0 Volunteer Falcons. Until tomorrow, we'll say, as always, bloom where you planted. And win or lose, be a good sport. And thanks for watching.